Okay, so what is your top issue of concern as a resident of the city of Vancouver?
What is my top concern as a resident of the city of Vancouver?
Exactly.
Wow, what a question. I mean, there's more than one concern, so it's tough for me to pinpoint which one would be number one. But I would say just the logic of the government and what they decide to enforce in terms of laws.
About laws, right?
The justice system.
Justice system.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Okay, and how about your top issue of concern in your neighborhood?
I mean, I think it goes sort of hand in hand with the laws, what they decide to enforce and what they don't, and what the government spends its time and money on.
And overall, are you satisfied or dissatisfied with your quality of life as a Vancouver resident?
Well, I'm obviously going to be happy with my life as a Vancouver resident.
Is that very or somewhat satisfied? Very satisfied or somewhat satisfied?
Somewhat, not very.
Okay, and do you think Vancouver is more fun or less fun or about as fun to live in as other larger cities in Canada?
Well, I've never had the experience to live in other luxury cities in Canada. I don't know which one those are included. I can't imagine it's any much more than Montreal and Toronto, right?
No problem. Actually, there are three major parties who may have candidates in municipal election. First is Vision, led by Mayor Gregor Robertson, and the NPA represented by Councillors San Anton, and the COPE represented by Councillors David Cadman and Ellen Wordsworth. So, out of these three major parties, which do you prefer?
Well, to be honest, I don't know a ton about a lot of them. I do know which one I dislike, and that is Gregor Robertson.
No problem. Okay.
Gregor Robertson, you can take him off the list. I'm not a fan of him.
So how about the chicken coops in residential neighborhoods?
Chicken
support? No, chicken coops. C-O-O-P-S.
Coops?
It's chicken coops in residential...
Coops.
Yes, in residential neighborhoods.
Chicken, like the animal, the food?
Yes, exactly.
I don't really care. What's the problem with chickens?
Okay, how about the separated bike lane proposed for Hornby Street? Do you support that one or do you oppose?
Absolutely not. I think it's an absolute farce what's going on.
Now, regardless of how you may vote, do you approve or disapprove of the performance of Gregor Robertson as a mayor?
I disapprove of his performance.
Is somewhat disapprove or strongly disapprove?
Well, I somewhat disapprove. I'm not going to say strongly because I don't know all the policies that he's enforced or looked or decided to overlook for proposed things. But on the surface, from what I understand and the way he talks and what he's concerned about, it's definitely on the disapproving side of things.
Okay. And how about do you approve or disapprove of the performance of Vancouver's municipal government for reducing street homelessness? Do you approve that one or disapprove?
Well, I approve of reducing homelessness, but it has to be done a far more efficient way where people need to be more accountable for their actions, and there needs to be a much better program put in place to actually give these people an opportunity to get their lives changed, which I don't think is done. I think they just want to open up places and open the doors to them without actually getting them to contribute back to society when they're being given something out of the taxpayer's dollar.
Okay. How about the making Vancouver a more environmentally conscious city? Do you approve that one or disapprove?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think being environmentally conscious is one thing, but it's a matter of executing and doing it. I mean, for example, when they had that whole thing last year at the BC Hydro, turn your lights off for an hour, what does that do? I mean, it's a fake out for 1 hour. If they're serious about it, then it should be done daily, and the government should be providing incentives to people in the city to maintain these positive habits long term, not just little fads for a day or a week here and there.
So you are strongly approve or somewhat approve only?
I somewhat approve.
Okay, how about their handling of the Olympic Village? Do you approve that one? Somewhat approve or somewhat disapprove?
I somewhat disapprove. I'm not happy with what's going on over there. I think, A, it's absurd that people are just given those apartments to low-income housing. I don't think that's fair because there's plenty of people that work hard in our society that are forced to live in the suburbs and would love to live there, and they're ones that are actually busting their asses trying to make a living. And I understand that people are less fortunate and might need help from the government, but that doesn't mean that they should receive nice waterfront homes and primetime real estate. They can go to the suburbs, and there should be more incentive for the working man to take over the nice real estate. And on top of that, I will add that the construction in that place was an absolute joke, and it went on for 4 months after the Olympics, and it was a complete inconvenience to the residents in the area and the businesses that got hurt because the city was negligent in terms of cleaning up what should have been done in a month. It took way longer than that.
Mm-hmm. How about, sir, the improving the downtown east side? Are you strongly or somewhat approve or somewhat strongly disapprove?
Well, it's tough to say. I mean, there's so many things going on over there. I mean, obviously you want to improve it. I'm a fan of that. But like I was saying before,
yes, hello, sir.
Question about the homelessness, I think a lot of it has to do with providing a proper program to help these people, which I don't think is being put in place. Yeah.
The GM Place, the stadium used by the Vancouver Canucks, has been renamed. Do you recall the new name?
Absolutely. It's called Rogers Arena.
Okay, and do you like or dislike the new name?
I hate the new name.
I'm sorry?
I hate the new name.
Okay, and have your eating out habits changed since the HST was introduced in July?
Not really. I mean, at the end of the day, you're going to have to pay the HST no matter if you go to a grocery store or a restaurant, and since I don't have great skills in the kitchen, there's only so many meals I can make, so oftentimes I am eating out, and I'm forced to pay the extra HST there, but like I said, if I go to a grocery store, there's still HST there as well.
All right, which of the following restaurants or stores have you visited in the past month? Have you visited White Spot, Vera's Burgers, Five Guys Burger and Fries, Fat Burger, Dairy Queen, 7-Eleven?
I should probably, if I was healthy, say no, but unfortunately, I guess the reality is I've visited most of them. I don't know about in the last month, but definitely in the last year I've visited every one of those establishments.
Uh-huh. So what is the main reason you are not a more regular shopper at 7-Eleven?
At 7-Eleven?
Uh-huh.
Well, I mean, 7-Eleven, I just go there for like a quick snack or whatever, maybe a drink or a few pieces of candy or a bag of chips, but usually when I eat, I like to eat a whole meal, so I'm full, so I'm not the type of person that's snacking all day. That's why I don't go there that often.